Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Is this Tom MacDonald Day? Y'all know it is. You know, I rushed home as quickly as I could. And heard my wife's drama. Took a shower. Rushed in here. Not even going to prep things. It's not that it's extravagant anyways, but don't care. It's Tom MacDonald Day. I weighed myself this morning. I was down 11 pounds. So feeling good. Almost to the point where I could hit the treadmill again and get back into my really, really good shape. But not quite there yet. Not quite there. I don't like to start running until I am at a certain weight because it's real hard on my joints. And, you know, I'm an older dude. I'm an old dude, guys. I'm an old dude. You know, I saw that Tom dropped this. I saw his shorts. The title is Woke World. You know, we all know Tom. This will get me talking. I'm sure I will be, you know, outcast from society because I have a different opinion than everyone else. And, you know how it goes. You know how it goes, folks. But, you know, I don't really care. It's Friday. I'm going to enjoy this song. I was thinking the other day, man, I've really been missing Mr. MacDonald and his Friday drops. And he hadn't dropped one in a while. The Charlie one was the last one I think that he dropped. So, you know, I really enjoyed that one. And he's such a good artist. And, you know, one of the things that I really love about Tom is that he's just not afraid to say what he feels. It really endears me to him. He is one hell of an artist. I've been kind of wanting him to drop like some angry, nasty, dirty rap, you know, just where he's just angry and just ripping people to shreds. But, you know, I look at Tom, and myself too included, you know, as we get older, you know, you kind of, you know, things change, you know, the way you look at things, your perception of things changes. You get to be a little more mature, and you look at things more logically, and reason usually wins out with irrational behavior. And so, you know, you kind of look at the woke stuff as like some kind of, you know, when I look at it, it's like some sort of, man, it's like this weird thing. And you're looking at our youth and you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. People are so irrational and so illogical that they're throwing out biology and they're throwing out definitions. They're changing words. They're trying to manipulate people's minds, you know, on and on and on. You know, Tom talks about it all the time. You guys know. So yeah, you're watching me because you like Tom MacDonald. Hopefully you're watching me because you like my point of view. I am a different type of dude. Sometimes I could be in the middle and, you know, really not kind of be one side or the other. And I understand that it pisses a lot of you guys off, but I really try to be non-biased with the way I look at things. And Tom's kind of like that in a lot of times. And I just feel, you know, like we are divided as a society because of mental warfare that is being perpetrated on us. And, you know, I do a lot of thinking. My job, believe it or not, in the real world, I kind of have a lot of time to think about things, and it gets me in trouble, you know, regularly. But I think about a lot of things, and the woke stuff is really got me down a rabbit hole that sometimes I wish I wasn't down, but you really can't avoid it, because if you ignore it, then you're probably going to get caught off guard. So you really have to pay attention to what's happening. And if you are a believer, a lot of people with the digital currency and the digital IDs that are going on and all of those types of things that are going on in our world, you got to kind of pay attention, and you got to have some kind of discernment going on. And so throughout the day, I think about that a lot. And just to kind of a couple more things before we get the reaction going. I kind of deal with in the world of AI in my job, and I want to tell you all this. The AI stuff is taking over the world, and there's nothing you can do about it. And we are screwed as a society. I know people who work within corporations that come January 1st of next year, they're basically laying off the entire staff because AI is taking over their jobs. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. You talk about woke world. It kind of all kind of fits in together. And, I kind of feel obligated sometimes to let people know, pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention, because there's a lot of things that are happening. We're going about our lives and we're not paying attention, and we're working, and we're not, you're trying to work for your families if you got a family and all those things. But there are things happening. I think the woke stuff kind of it's kind of connects. Just be real aware of what's going on in our society. Otherwise, you're going to get caught with your pants down, and it's not going to be pleasant. I think next year is going to be a very, very rude awakening to a lot of people. And, I don't wish any ill will towards anybody, but if you are not paying attention, you're going to be punished severely. This isn't some flippant thing with the AI. The corporation that I work with uses it regularly now, and it's basically controlling us. They're using it to control the workplace. And so I just want to let you guys know. It's coming. You might not think it's coming, but every corporation is implementing AI into their business platform. So just want to let you guys know. Wanted to say that. I feel kind of obligated to kind of say that. I don't have a lot of followers, a couple thousand. Well, y'all need to I got 40 people. I think I have 1,960. Can you please get me over the 2,000 hump? Come on, folks. I rushed here tonight to do Tom. We're spending some time together. We're talking here. I know you want to see my reaction, but I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit tonight. Anyways, love y'all. Please give me those 40. I need 40 subscriptions. Come on, folks. Come on. Anyways, Tom MacDonald down below. Check him out. Peace.
America is fallen, turned our men into women. Our billionaires get private islands where they're trafficking children. The flag is burning in the streets. We don't believe the politicians. We defunded the police and free speech has been restricted. And Canada has fallen, their dollar ain't worth a buck. If you misgender someone there, you're getting fined or locked up. Trudeau sends.
Canada's turning into a communist society really quick. Because Trudeau was basically, in my opinion, he's pretty much a communist. I mean, look at some of his background with the communists, with the Chinese. He was pretty much a communist. They pretty much indoctrinated a lot of the Canadians to believe that they need a socialistic society to survive. And so Canada, the truckers and all of these things. I mean, you guys know that they seize their bank accounts, the digital ID, the digital currency going into the banks. That's what they want. The New World Order basically wants to control us, the globalism type of people, the Soroses and all of those type of people. They want to control us. So Tom, I think that's kind of what he's saying here. The woke world, the woke people, it's like a virus, in my opinion, that's put into place, was put into America by the globalists so that they can implement the digital IDs and the digital currencies so that they can control every single citizen. If they can control your money and what you buy and what you think, which is the woke stuff, changing definitions, changing the way you think, extrapolating words like a simple word like a woman, making that a confusing type of word, woman, man, saying now it's a cis woman or this man, confusing people, getting them off balance. What happens, in my opinion, they basically implemented the virus into our capitalistic society. Like Reagan said, we are the last stand. They pushed that into our society to basically try to get America to be a communist or socialist / communist society, because ultimately that's what they want. When I say they, the elites, the government people, the people within the government, the rich elitists that are bored, that they think they're on a higher plane than the common man. Those types of people want to basically indoctrinate everybody into believing that they are the be end all, folks, and that they want to control society. And that is what the woke mind virus is doing. When you start talking about a woman is really not a woman, she's a cis woman and all this other stuff, I'm not trying to get the ban hammer by YouTube. But it's true. You take you take words and you change the definition, racism, woman, man, confusing society into believing that there's something that they're not. You basically keep them off balance all of the time so that you can implement your communist, you can implement communism into society. Because if you implement communism and socialism into society, then you control society. You control what they think. You control what they eat. You control everything, every aspect of society. So the woke mind virus is a thing to control society. I mean, look at UK right now. UK is a complete mess. If you say something against the woke perspective that you online, then you will be arrested and jailed. I'm not making it up. You can look it up yourself. It is factual. That's what's going on in the UK. That's what they want in the United States. It's a control mechanism that has been pushed into these societies, and the United States is the last stand. Because UK and Russia, Russia's a communist society, but UK, France, all of these societies in Europe, they were a more socialistic society. But now they need to be a more communistic society to control the citizens of, the country. So that's what's going on in the United States, because we're a more capitalistic society where individuals can, we have our freedoms that we can do this and that through our Constitution. They're trying to take that away. And the way they're trying to take it away is by pushing in the woke mind virus, confusing people, keeping them off balance. And ultimately, I know we're only 18 seconds into this song. I've been thinking about this a lot. We're only 18 seconds in. I'm already getting into this. Ultimately, what they want to do is control us, the digital currency and everything. It's the globalistic control that they want, right? They want to connect globally all of the countries basically to control the citizens. And so in the United States, since we have so many freedoms, the way to do that is to keep us off balance. And I just kind of to prove my point here, we have, you got places like Minnesota that are basically becoming as a Islamic state, which is totally, opposite of what the United States is. We are a Christian nation, whether you want to accept it or not. You don't have to be a Christian, but you have to acknowledge the fact that our laws are basically biblically based, and Christian principles created the laws that we have. So if you bring in Islam, which I'm not saying anything negative about, you could serve you can believe what you want to believe, but the Islam culture is the opposite of what American culture is. So I'm trying to be careful because of the YouTube stuff, but it's the opposite of what American Christianity, foundation is. So, that is becoming their kind of, that's a virus in itself. They're kind of coming into America. Look at Minnesota, Michigan is a very, there's lots of different beliefs going on there. I think in some states, in some cities, maybe, I've heard this, that, at certain times of the day, they're basically playing on a loudspeaker, prayer time for different types of beliefs, which is kind of crazy to me, because, it's kind of a slap in the face to the Christian beliefs. And I'm not saying that they can't believe that, but what I'm saying is, they're basically trying to take control over our United States with their religious beliefs. And then you've got the communism too, the global aspect, where they are forcing you to take vaccines. They're forcing you to do things through the government. If you don't do this, you can't work. If you don't do this, you can't eat. I mean, I'm not being extreme. You can look at this at face value and see what I'm saying is truth. So I'm trying to be careful what I say, because YouTube kind of plays the little, I don't trust YouTube at all. Even though I am on YouTube, I don't trust YouTube. But this is what you get for 18 seconds in of Tom. I'm going back. We'll go back to 10 seconds. How about that? Y'all, if you follow Tom, I know you're agreeing with what I'm saying.
defunded the police and free speech has been restricted. And Canada has fallen, their dollar ain't worth a buck. If you misgender someone there, you're getting fined or locked up. Trudeau censored the internet, then they banned half the guns. The trucker convoy was the last breath of freedom in their lungs. And the UK has fallen, getting woker every day. It's illegal immigrants throwing acid into faces, protesting.
This is why I followed Tom. I totally agree with what he's saying here. I totally agree with what I just said. This is why I follow Tom. This is why I love this guy. You know, he's able to say, he says it way better than I do. I'm trying to kind of be pussyfoot around the topic a little bit, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. I need 40 followers for 2K.
Woker every day, it's illegal immigrants throwing acid into faces, protests and riots, COVID record inflation. The people lost their freedom, Great Britain lost its greatness. America to Europe, across the globe, every country, every city, every neighborhood and home. It's infecting everything and everybody that we know, so just say it. Screw everything woke. Say it at the top of your lungs, don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets, I promise that you're not alone. Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul, but just say it. Screw everything woke. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground.
True.
Burn everything woke. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this woke world down. Burn everything woke. America is fallen, woke became a disease. They've made trillions off of mandatory lethal vaccines. The anthem plays and half the country is still taking a knee. Blacks and whites fighting over whose life matters the least.
That's
and Canada
true.
has fallen, people can't afford.
Y'all ever think about that? Seriously. This is going to be a very long one, so you could bail out at any time. But have you ever thought about, if you are on the left or you are on the right, have you ever thought about the fact that they are using us as little bitches? Excuse my French. Think about it. I want health insurance that's awesome for my life. And if I'm on the right, that's what I want. I want good health insurance, right? If you're on the left, you want good health insurance, right? We both want the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? So we engage when the political stuff starts coming around. We both want the same thing. And we both agree that health insurance needs to be better. But when the topic comes up, I say, as a conservative, I'm not a Republican, I'm an independent. As a conservative, I will say, hey, we need to do it this way. And the left person says, we need to do it this way. And normally those two sides come together and they find common ground, and that they create a beneficial health insurance law that benefits our society. That's how it's normally supposed to be done. But the politicians are so evil and nasty that when the health insurance topic comes up, you start talking about racism, or you start talking about transsexual issues, and it totally deviates from the health insurance topic, and it turns into I want to be a man or I want to be a woman topic. And so you immediately go into hating the other side because of their beliefs. Am I lying here? That's what the politicians do. They do this all the time. And like what Tom is saying, rise up. Both sides have the fire. The right has the fire. The left has the fire. But we get distracted because we don't hold them accountable as politicians, because we get distracted with topics like, we're talking about insurance, and all of a sudden they will throw in something about, transsexual stuff. I don't care what you do in your personal life. That's your business. Don't push it on me. That's all I care about. Don't push it on me. Don't tell me what I'm supposed to believe. We all believe different things. The point was, in the beginning, was insurance, was healthcare. And now we're talking about transsexual stuff. That's what politicians do. And they get us at war, and they divide us, and they do it regularly. And you and I vote for these people because we get wrapped up into their little games, their political games, and we fall for it every single time. It's true. Am I not speaking the truth here? It's true. We fall for it every single time. You vote for people because they change the subject. How many people in the United States, I'm going to prove my point. How many people in the United States want term limits? It's like 80-something%. 80-something% of the population want term limits within our government. And yet, when that topic is brought up, they change the subject and they try to demonize the other side so that we lose focus over the main topic, which is term limits, and we start focusing on, whatever, racism. That's the game. Stop voting for people. If there's an election cycle going on, I'm gonna tell you how to win here, folks. I'm gonna tell you how to win. If we're in an election cycle, no matter what it is, if it's your governor, if it's the president, if it's a senator, it don't matter. If you're watching a debate and you ask them a direct question like, what's your perspective on term limits? And that turns into some sort of topic about the opposite side, well, so-and-so disagrees with women's rights. If they change the subject, if they don't talk about term limits, if everything in their answer isn't about term limits, you should not be voting for that person. Come on, folks. This is why we're in the problem that we're in, because they get us focused on other things that doesn't pertain to the subject matter. This is the woke mind virus. This is what they do. Definitions, perspectives, changing perspective, changing how you look at things from a rational point of view, a logical point of view. They change it.
To pay for food, the media's all liberal. It's nothing but the fake news. There's oil in the ground and pipelines they refuse to use. You're only heard if you're indigenous or LGBTQ. Australia has fallen, Ireland been up in flames. People rioting and dying, divided, fighting for change. And from Canada to Finland, Denmark, back to USA, it's a woke world. That's what we're standing up against. America to Europe, across
globalism. They want us. They need us included. The United States is the last stand, like Reagan said. That's why they're pushing so hard. That's why they're implementing this woke stuff. You see this political stuff crap going on? People talk about, well, I want rights for so and so. Dude, everybody's got problems. Everybody's trying to make it. Why are you changing the subject? Why housing is expensive? Why? Because the politicians are pocketing from from the lobbyists. It's the politicians. Do you not understand that the politicians are mind effing us? Dude, stop falling for it.
Say it's a woke world. That's what we're standing up against. America to Europe, across the globe. Every country, every city, every neighborhood and home. It's infecting everything and everybody that we know. So just say it. Screw everything woke. Say it at the top of your lungs. Don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets. I promise that you're not alone. Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul. But just say it. Screw everything woke. Rise up.
I like how the sun's setting too and rising.
Soul, but just say it. Screw everything woke.
Throwing his phone.
I can see your fire.
He's throwing his phone because the phone basically controls us. You're flipping through your phone. It shows him flipping through his phone. He's flipping through his phone. The algorithm is controlling us. As I said at the beginning, before I even started this with the AI thing, that's another thing. The globalists are using AI to control us. Don't be controlled.
Screw everything woke. Rise up.
He's throwing his phone.
I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the
Facts.
ground.
Facts.
Rise up. Can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this woke world down. The whole world's falling to the globalist elite. They want one God, one leader, one currency.
Right.
It's the cigarettes, the vaccines, the food that you eat. Either way, the deep state wants you 6 feet deep. Fill your headphones with music, reinforcing their belief.
What have I been saying? What have I been saying? You guys think I'm going on this incredible rant? Tom is saying the exact same thing I'm saying. We have to come together. Stop letting them control your mind. A woman is a woman. A man is a man. You know, simple logical concepts don't need to be, you know, when they take simple biological, mathematical concepts that are factual and true, you don't need to extrapolate those into some kind of, you know, crazy, ridiculous definition to kind of mind job everybody. When it gets into that kind of atmosphere, you as a person should be like, look, dude, this is too much. Why are you trying to tell me there's 400 types of women in the world? No. There's one woman, there's a woman, and there's a man. Anything other than that is designed to confuse and control you. Okay? Please, for the love of God, all of you young folks out there, please think. Don't let your professors in college brainwash you into believing that there's 600,000 different types of women in the world. No. 2 + 2 = 4.
The way the deep state wants you 6 feet deep. Fill your headphones with music, reinforcing their beliefs, and replace your own thoughts with the lies on TV. It's a woke world, and we won't survive if we're asleep. So wake up before you rest in peace. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Burn everything. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this
dropped 2 new albums. How the heck does he do that, man? I don't know how he does that, man. It seems like you blink and he's got 2 or 3 albums out. Please check him out. 2 new albums, November 7th. Let's get here. Let's flip this back. We're going back. I know that was a long one, folks, but I haven't had my Tom fix in a while. So you guys know what's up with that. I am not apologizing for anything I said. You know, basically all I'm asking you guys to do is just use your brain. Use your brain and understand that the globalists and the elites who have infinite amount of money, they know that we want certain things, but they want to distract you and keep you off balance all of the time, so that you are focused more on racism or sexual issues, so that you don't pay attention to the fact that they're trading stocks in Congress, or that they're, using NGOs to slip $1 million into their bank account, or, those types of things. Look how they demonize Elon Musk. He's coming in, he's trying to cut costs, and he's saying these NGOs are doing da-da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden, here comes the politicians. Oh, we can't. Elon Musk is the devil, da-da-da-da-da. Was it Elon Musk? No. The politicians wanted to distract you, to get you to focus on the fact that they weren't sliding money into their bank accounts. The pharmaceutical industry, all of those types of things, you guys need to be focused on. When you ask a politician a question, or when you're looking at a politician and you say, everyone in the United States, pretty much 80%, it's pretty much that way. Example, I want term limits. What's your opinion on term limits? And they start talking about something else, Trump, throwing in Trump's name, all that kind of crap. You immediately should not vote for that person, because that person is trying to distract you from the real subject matter. And that's why that's why we're getting creamed right now, because I'm talking about the left and the right. We both get distracted by things. They use the things that they know we are passionate about to distract us. Anything, abortion, any of those topics, to distract us from the evil that they are doing. Folks in New York, I'm not in New York. I'm in, I'm Moscow on the Willamette, Oregon. I got my own issues in Portland. I live about 30 miles out of Portland. We got kind of crazy people. A perfect example is they got the ice thing going on. People are dressing up like clowns and stuff, and they're roller skating around the ice facility, trying to distract from the subject matter. New York, you're on the East Coast, same thing. You're getting ready to vote in a communist mayor, because he's telling the youth, he's preying on the youth suffering. The youth is suffering because they can't afford to buy such and such, right? Or the average person can't afford to, afford to do such and such. He's preying on that, okay? The fact that you're hurting, and he's coming in, he's giving, he's saying, hey, I'm going to give you this and I'm going to give you that. He is a socialist / communist. And as a young person, I know you don't understand it and it sounds great to you, but that money has to come from somewhere. It has to. And when you take that money from other people, he's telling you that it's coming from rich people, but it's not. Rich people have the money to avoid paying money. It's coming from the middle section. You're hurting people like yourself. you don't have a lot of choices, and I understand that. You got Cuomo and you have, I don't remember the other dude's name, Magani or whatever his name is. But my point is, they're preying on the fact that you're hurting, and they're wanting you to vote for the guy that's a communist / socialist type of guy. And when you vote him in, you are basically killing yourself. Critically think about what you are voting for. It's like Tom says, they're trying to divide us. Tom is an awesome artist. I appreciate Tom. I haven't talked like this in a while, guys, so you got to cut me some slack. I just need 40 to get over to that 2K. 41, actually, to be exact. Anyways, be kind to one another. Recognize what they're doing to us, folks, and vote accordingly. They don't always give us the best candidates, but vote accordingly. I appreciate y'all. Peace.